Hi there and welcome to episode 8 of Adobe Creative Club, and I promised you this one was going to be a good one, and it is. Today we're going to be creating a Halloween advert using Adobe Express. Now we're going to be creating our Halloween advert for our brand, Gwalia Green Games, that I've been working on over the last 7 episodes, but you could just jump in on this episode and make your own Halloween advert if you haven't been following along with the previous episodes as well. So this one's for everyone. Okay, so I've got an example of what we're going for here. I've got Adobe Express logged in, ready to go. So here's what we're going for. Here's my ad that I've made. So you can see there what's going on. I've got my Gwalia Green Games logo at the top. I've got this really cool text in the middle, and behind the text I've got this kind of animated Halloween design going on. We've got cats, we've got pumpkins, we've got bats, and we've got some cool kind of spray paint effect going on there. And then we've also got this cool transition which shows how that Halloween party text actually flies on and flies off the screen. That's going to be fun as well. Now, to get started, we're actually going to start off by creating that design that's in the background. Okay, so if I take that off and let's just show you this. Now then, this is my painted design that I animate in the background of my advert. So we're going to start off by learning how to create a design like this. Oh, hello, hi. We're going to start off by learning how to create a design like this using Adobe Express, and then we look at how we can get that animated to create our advert. Okay, cool. Let's jump in then. Let's turn that off and let's go onto my full screen. All right, so here I am. I'm on the Adobe Express dashboard, and we're all familiar with this. So for the first time in our Adobe Creative Club sessions, we're actually going to start with a drawing. So you can see on your dashboard here, you'll see drawing. So I'm just going to click on that, create from scratch. There we go. And that's going to fire up a new kind of mini app within Adobe Express. So we didn't have anything like this in the previous versions of Express and Spark before that. So this is loads of fun. Right, so as you can see over here, we've got kind of color palettes, and then we've got different categories of brushes. So let's jump into the art supplies, click on view all, and I'm going to go for a watercolor brush. There we go, choose the watercolor brush, and then I'm going to click on the back arrow there to back out. There you go. My brush is selected, as you can see. And I'm going to go for a nice Halloween green. So let's go for Halloween green. There we go. Now I'm going to go for a massive brush. I'm going to make my brush as big as possible. Okay. And then over on the canvas, I'm just going to start swishing my green paint over the page. Cool. I'm going to swap over now to an orange paint, and I'll just maybe start filling in the gaps a bit. And as you can see, these watercolor brushes in Express look amazing. Okay, that is really cool. Something else, another color perhaps. Maybe I'll just go for a bit of red. There we go. Just a touch of red there and there. And maybe I'll go for a bit of yellow as well. I don't want to overdo this. This is kind of going to be the texture behind my design. Yeah, that looks really cool. Okay, so next, what we're going to do to add some more texture is we're going to go back into the art supplies brushes. I'm going to click again on view all. And this time, I'm going to go for this brush next door, which is watercolor. Oh, sorry. Not watercolor fill. I'm going to go for this spatter. Yeah, I'm going to go for this spatter. Now I'll keep my brush in this yellow color that I've currently got, and let's just spatter it across. Cool. And then I'll go back to one of my other colors, go back to the orange, just spatter it across. I really like the effect that that adds to the page. Finally my red. Okay, and you could make that bigger as well. I forgot to make my brush big there, but I don't think it matters. Oh, wow. That's really cool. Maybe just a bit of green to finish it off. Yeah. Great. I'm happy with that. Okay, so we're actually not far off done with this background design. So what we're going to do next is we're going to come down to the decorative brush section. So we're going to click on View All again. And there's a few brushes in here we're going to use. The first one, we'll do them in order. I'm going to grab the bats. So here we go, bats. So I'm going to go for black bats. Let's go for a medium-sized brush. Let's just take them across like that. That's really cool. Maybe I'll go really big. Put just some big bats in the corners. Yeah, like that. Maybe I'll go for a grey as well. Just bring some grey bats around the place. I like that. Okay, let's change our brush. Let's go back to the decorative brushes, View All. And this time I may go for, I could put some cats in. Shall I put some cats in? Yeah, let's put some cats in. So let's get some cats. Maybe some red cats. Oof. And then I'll have a white cat as well. Oh, I like that. It's poking up from the bottom of the screen. And maybe some black cats. There we go. Okay, back to the decorative brushes. And this time I'm going for jack-lanterns. No, we got jack-lanterns and we got Jill-lanterns. So they both look like pumpkins, don't they? We got jack-lanterns and Jill-lanterns. I might just pick one for this. I might just go for the Jill-lantern, but obviously you can use both if you want. That's absolutely fine. This is your design, guys. So these are pumpkins, so these are definitely going to be orange for me. So I've got my Jill-lantern selected. Orange. Let's go for a medium brush. And I'm just going to stamp them around the place. I'm going to mix a custom colour. I want a darker orange. So I'm going to click on this. And, oh, look, there's some great suggestions there already. So let's just go for one of these. Let's just click them in. There we go. Cool. Well, I like that. I think I'm done. I don't think I want anything else. Otherwise, it's going to get a bit too messy. Now, maybe you're sitting there and you're thinking, that is messy, pal. But I don't want it to be too messy. I think that's going to work really well as a background to my text. Okay, cool. So I'm done with that. So I'm going to save it as Halloween background. Okay. Halloween background. There we go. And that is not renamed. There we go. It's now renamed. So next then, I need to download this to use it in my main project. So I'm just going to click on download. Now, you don't actually get any options here. It'll only download it as a PNG. Okay, but it will download it with a transparent background if anything's been left transparent. So these little patches of white-ish that you see here, they will actually be a little bit transparent when you download it, which is cool. Okay, so I'm going to click download, and that's going to download that to my downloads folder on my computer. There it is. It's ready to go. Okay, so let's get this over into our main project. So let's hit the Adobe Express icon in the top left. And when we get back to the home page, I'm going to click on the blue plus icon in the top left to start a new project. Here we go. So I'm going to click on the blue plus, start a new project. And I'm going to go for a portrait size this time for a change. Okay, so I'm going to click on portrait. And here I go. So let's get that design in straight away. So that's in my downloads. Okay, so I can just click on my downloads. There it is. And I can just drag that straight up. Okay, and that's going to land on my page. That's great. Now, I'm just going to make it a little little bit bigger than the page width. I don't need to worry about filling the top and the bottom. Okay, and I want it to be centered and in the middle. So I'm just going to hit align at the top, middle, center. There we go. Great. Now then, let's get the text in front of that then. Okay, I had that text that said Halloween party and it looked really cool. So let's add our text. Click on text here, add your text, and there it is. Okay, so I'm going to click in here and I'm going to change this to say Halloween party. Halloween party, exclamation mark. And I am going, let's bring it up here so we can see what we're doing. I'm using the dynamic text layout on this one. I always enjoy the dynamic text layout because you can do that with it, which is great. I can fill the width of my design. Okay, I will be bringing it down here, but I'm just going to keep it up the top for a minute so we can see what we're doing. Let's choose a font. Now, I'm going to be seeing my background design through this text. So I need a really nice chunky font because if the font is see-through, I'm going to see more of the text if it's a thick font. So I'm going to click on my fonts there, okay, and scroll through, but I've already been preparing for this session, and this is the font I'm going to use. I'm going to use this Popular Standard Black, which, as you can see, the letters are nice and thick. They're nice and wide, so that means I'm going to see more of my design behind. If I went for something like this, the Gotham, it's a cool font, I really like it, but you're hardly going to see any of your design through the kind of wiry letters. Okay, so scroll through, find a font, make sure that it's thick enough, bold enough, for you to see your design through it when we make it see-through. Okay, so there's my font. I'm gonna change the line thickness here as well. So I'm going to click on this button here. Okay, I'm gonna bring the line spacing, sorry, not thickness, the line spacing down. I'm gonna have them actually touching for a change. I think that'll help when we make that see-through. And then I'm going to resize. Cool. Oh, line spacing's not quite touching, is it? Let's bring that up a bit. There we go. Cool. Right. Now then, here's the magic bit. We are going to add a shape to the background of this text. So I'm going to click on shape. Let's swap these colors around because I want the shape to actually be black. Okay, so if you don't have a black shape behind, so that rectangle behind there, if it's not black with you at the moment, just click there, make sure you've chosen black. And I'm going to make that size as big as possible. And now this is the cool bit. We're going to click on this, cutout text. And what that's going to do is, instead of having the text in this color, it's actually going to make the text see-through. There we go. Cool. So now I can drag that down and I can place it on top of my design. And again, you could do align, middle, center, and it's bang in the middle. Okay, right, so that's done. So what do we do with the rest of it then? Well, for the rest of it, we're just going to hide the top and the bottom with some black rectangles. So let's go to Elements, Shapes, grab a rectangle. It's already in black. If yours isn't, sometimes they pop up in different colors. Just click on the fill there and choose a solid black color for that. There we go. Just hide off the top. And I'm going to duplicate this top rectangle. So I'm going to click on the duplicate button up on the top left. There's my second rectangle. Just going to bring that down. Super cool. Right, now then, let's animate it. Here's where it becomes fun. Let's start off by animating the background design. So let's click on the background design in the layer stack here. Okay. And now we're going to choose animation on the left-hand side. And I'm not going to animate in or out, but I am going to add a looping animation here. And you can just have a look through them all. Okay. If I hover over it, see there with the bob animation. There it is. Or if I go for breathe. Now, most of these will work pretty well. Yep, even that flicker looks good. Pulse is cool. Blinking is cool. Jitter. I'm going to use jitter on the text itself, so I'll leave jitter. I won't use jitter for the background. Oh, even spin is cool, isn't it? Yeah. And then you go wiggle and yo-yo. I think yo-yo works well as well. I think I'm going to go with Bob. Yeah. So I'm going to click on Bob. Then you can change the speed of your animation. So if I turn it right up, then it's going to bob around like a crazy thing. I can slow it down. And then the intensity is kind of how far up and down it's going to bob. So I would suggest that you kind of turn that up. Right, see that? That's too far because I can see the edges of my actual design, my background design. See, I can see the bottom edge there. So that kind of ruins the effect. So I'm going to just bring the intensity down till I don't see, it doesn't hit the edge at all. There we go. That's perfect. That's not hitting the edge at all. Great. So that's the background animated. So now let's animate the text as well. So I'm going to click on the text and I'm going to add an animation in there. Okay. And again, I'm not going to use an in and an out. I'm just going to hit looping. And I think I'm going to use maybe jitter or wiggle. Yeah, I'll use jitter. And I'm going to just turn it all down a little bit. Because remember that background design is also going to be bobbing around. So you don't want to make people feel sick by looking at your animation. There we go. Let's give that a whirl. Let's see them both together by clicking play down here. Yeah, that works really well. The background is animating, you know, really obviously. But then the jitter is quite subtle. It's not too much. But it just makes it a little bit more spooky, doesn't it? Okay, this is going really well. Right, let's get our next element in. So I'm going to have my logo, my Gwalia Green Games logo up at the top. And then I'm going to have text at the bottom with some info about the party. Okay, so I've already downloaded the Gwalia Green Games logo that I created in the first session. So if you haven't made a logo, you're welcome to just jump back through the videos on YouTube and go back to session 1 where we made the logos. That was a fun session. Well, they're all fun sessions, of course. But I'm gonna grab my logo there now and just drag it up. Okay, I've downloaded it as a PNG. I'm gonna resize it. And then again, I'm not going to worry too much about the alignment because I'm going to use the align at the top and I'm just going to make sure that it's centered. There we go. Cool. Now then for text, I am going to add a new text box. So I'm going to click on next, text, not next. Add your text again. Okay. And that's brought that in and it's already using the font that I've got for my main text, which is great. I want to keep that font. I'm going to change the color to be white text, kind of match my logo up at the top. And maybe I'll add an outline in kind of the same grey as I've got on my logo. So I use the color picker there just to pick the grey out and bring that up. Okay, so let's bring this text down. And I'm going to double click in there and I'm going to give some info. So when is the Halloween party? Well, it is on Halloween itself. So 31st of the 10th, 2023. And what time is it? It is at 6:30 p.m. Where is it? It's at the clubhouse, the Gwalia Green Games clubhouse. At the clubhouse. Cool. So let's drag that up. Pop that there. And I might just adjust the line spacing here again. So I'm just going to bring that. Yeah, just tuck them in a little bit. There we go. I think that works nicely. Right. Let's animate our logo and our text. So I'm going to use the same jitter animation for both of these, but I'm going to animate them in and out as well. So I'm going to click on animation here. So the looping is going to be just jitter. And that's going to be the same down here. If I click on the text, animation, looping is going to be jitter. Okay, so if I click play now, I'm going to have the jitter, and you can see the jitter on the middle text, and I've got that really cool bob animation on that background design. But I want to animate these in. So let's click back on our logo and go into animation. So I want it to bungee in like that. Yeah, that's really cool. Okay, so if I click play now, yeah, the logo bungees in, but then I want it to kind of bungee back out because so I'm going to bungee out. Yeah, and it goes up. There we are. That's perfect. So when we reach the end of it, there we go. The logo kind of bungees back up. I think that's really cool. And then for the text, I want to do the opposite. I want to bungee up when it comes in, and then I want it to bungee down when it goes out. So let's go back into the animation for the text, and I'm going to go bungee up to come in to the screen, to come into the canvas, and then click out, and I want it to bungee down when it's going off. So it's going to go down off the bottom of the page. Right, let's have a look at this. So we've got bungee in, got our cool bob animation. Now watch them go out. There we go, cool. Now, I'd quite like the logo to come in first, then the text, and then for the text to go out first, and then the logo. So to do that, what we need to do is we need to turn on the layer timing here, show the layer timings on our timeline. Because at the moment, everything just lasts for the duration of the whole scene, which is 5 seconds by default. Okay, so if I switch that on, now I can see this layer here. And you can see that this is my text. There it is there. But if I click on the logo, well, that's now the logo. Okay, because you can only see the layer timing for whatever you've got selected one at a time. Okay, so I want the logo to come in pretty much at the beginning, but not quite. So I'm just going to bring that in a touch. And then I want it to go out last, but not right at the end. So I'm going to bring that in a touch as well. Cool. Now the text, when I click on that, here we go. Now I want this to come in later again than the logo. And you see those dots that show up are the layer timings for the logo. It's showing me kind of what other stuff is doing. And it's going to do the same at the end here. And I drag this back. Oh, it's not. Okay, there we are. I thought it would show me the layer timings there for the logo. Okay, if I click on the logo, there we go. We can see there. Click on the text. Yeah, fine. Right, let's have a look now and see if this works well. I should be seeing the logo fly in first, then the text. We've got a cool animation for a few seconds, and then the text is going to fly out, and then the logo. Let's try it. Yep. And then text out, logo out. That's really cool. Okay, now I want this advert to start and end with a totally black screen, because if we can do that, then this advert can loop. Now, at the end of the session, we're going to convert this to a GIF. And GIFs loop. So it's always nice to start and end a GIF with exactly the same screen, because then the loop is going to be seamless. It's going to be a perfect loop. So I want to kind of animate this text in and out. And we're going to learn a little cool skill today, guys, which is natural transitions. Okay, so using videos to create transitions. And this is super cool. So to do that, we're going to go to media. Okay, and in video, so we can search for videos. And I just want you to search for transition. Transition. Now what you'll see here is there'll be a load of transitions which just use black and white, okay, and take you from black to white. Now we can make anything that's white invisible by using the blend modes. And then obviously we want it to be black because our screen is black. So, see, there's loads of options here. I'm going to go for this one because I think that looks quite spooky. So you see, this is going to take us from white to black. And then later on there, it takes us from black to white. There we are. So it kind of gives you a few different options. Okay, and you're going to have to cut it to choose the bit you want. So I'm going to add that in. There it is. Okay. Now, let's just have a look at it up the top here at the moment. So you can see here it is down here. Now, I want the bit of this video that starts with a fully black screen. So, not there. So I'm going to just trim this back, okay, on the timeline. Just chop that bit off. I don't want it. Drag this back, trim this out. So I want to start off with a fully black screen. It's kind of there. Okay. Okay. We're gonna start off with a fully white screen. We're gonna have to do some color effects here, and then it's gonna go to become a fully black screen, and it's gonna take too long. So what we can do is we can turn the speed up. Okay, let's just whack that up to 200%. There we are. And it's made it all shorter. So we've got fully white there. Okay, and then we've got fully black there. Fine. So if I add the screen blend mode to this, it's going to get rid of, I bring this down. Let's try multiply. There we go. So now, yeah, cool. You see? Let me just turn that off and explain it. So we've got black and we've got white. Okay, now when we use the multiply blend mode, it actually gets rid of anything that is light and keeps anything that is dark. Okay, and screen does the opposite. So if you wanted to keep the white and get rid of the black, you'd use screen. But we want to keep the black and get rid of the white. So now that comes across and hides our text. And I want that to happen right at the end. So the end of my animation is going to look like that. Now that is super cool. Now, I want the opposite to happen at the beginning of the video. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this. So I'm going to just click on it as if it was a poster. And then I'm going to hit duplicate up the top. There we are. We've got two of them now. And this one that we're seeing now in the timeline is the new one. So I'm going to drag that back to the beginning of the design. And I need to also put it back square on the page. Now, if I click play now, it hides the text and then hides it again. So we need to change the settings on this overlay clip. So at the moment, we've got a white screen being covered with black. But if we want to reveal what's behind, we want a black screen being covered with white. So what we want to do is swap the colors around on this video. Now that is really easily done on Adobe Express. We just add a duotone filter to it. So if I click on Effects, go to Duotone. Now, normally you'd use black for shadows, white for highlights. Okay, and that's just going to look as it is anyway. Okay, which gives us starting on white, being covered with black. But remember, we want the opposite. We want to start on black and be covered with white. So to do that, that's all we need to do, guys, is flip our duotone filter around. I'm going to switch it around like that. So now we've got a black screen being covered with white. And once we've done that, that's all we need to do is put our multiply filter back on. And now we're going to start off with a fully black screen. That text is going to be revealed with our transition video. And then it's going to be hidden by the same transition video, the colors the other way around. Cool. Right, let's have a look at it. Let's click play. Yeah, That's working really well. There's one little funny thing happening. I think the bottom of my logo is just being hidden there. And it's because it's behind this video. So let's just bring my logo right up to the top. Let's try again. The video goes. That is perfect. That's going to give us a perfect loop. I love that. Yeah, that's great. So let's share it. So if I want to share this, I am going to click on download. Okay, and I'm just going to go for a 720 here. Doesn't need to be a high definition, crazy high definition. And then an MP4 is our only option here. Now I am going to convert this to a GIF using Adobe Express. So you could just download it as an MP4 and share it like that. But if you stick around for another minute, I'll show you how to turn it into a GIF, which is super fun because GIFs just loop all the time. I love GIFs. So let's click download. Okay, and it's going to download. So I'll just speed this piece of the video up. There we go. That's downloaded, and it's downloaded with a terrible name because Dom isn't here to remind me to save my work with a better name. So this is obviously my GGG, Gwale Green Games, Halloween Party ad. Okay. Now then, let's turn that into a GIF. So to turn that into a GIF, I need to just hit the Adobe Express icon in the top left. And on the homepage here, I'm going to click on the plus and I'm going to go into the quick actions. And you can just scroll down or you could search for GIF. Okay, and it'll say convert to GIF. So if I click on convert to GIF, I can drag and drop my video file up there. So it's in my downloads. So I'm just going to click on my downloads, drag my video in, drop it up. That's going to load it up. Okay, you can even choose to trim the beginning or the end of it, but I want the whole thing. You could choose a quality for your GIF. Okay, I think I'll stick with large for this because it's not too long. And then you see it saying uploading media. So right now it's loading my video, my MP4 file back up to Adobe Express. And there we are, it's done. So just a bit of patience there. Once it's finished uploading, you can click download, and this time it's going to download it as a GIF file. Now again, this could take a little bit of time, so I'll speed this up. And there we are. There's my GIF file downloaded. And again, Dom's going to be giving me a telling off because I've got it saved as Untitled 1, which isn't the greatest name. But you can see there that that's now looping as a GIF file. Okay, compared with the movie file, the MP4 file, which will just play once and stop. Just like that. Okay, so a GIF file you can post up as an image on most websites. Or if you're like me, I like sending them to my friends over WhatsApp or sending them as a text message because GIFs are great. Right, okay guys, that's us done for today. I hope you've enjoyed creating this Halloween advert. I've had a load of fun. We've used some brand new skills to us in Adobe Express here at Creative Club. Especially with using the drawing app to create that Halloween background. That was a load of fun. And then I hope you've enjoyed messing around with using video transitions, using natural transitions with video clips. That's probably been the most difficult thing we've done today, but I think it's really effective how that video reveals the text and then hides it again at the end. Okay, that's it for this session. Thanks very much for joining in. I hope you've had some fun, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now. Hwyl.